You sold your house a year ago and you were happy it was all done, but now you are being sued by the buyer. Hi, I'm Ava, a local realtor here in San Jose, California. If you are new to my channel, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and thank you. If you are a returning subscriber, thanks again for your support. The case I mentioned at the beginning is a real case. A seller in San Jose sold a house near Santana Road with a garage converted ADU to a buyer in September 2019. And then the buyer was suing the seller in October 20, and then the case is still ongoing after 2 years. Based on Santa Clara County Court records, it was noted that the buyer bought this property thinking the ADU would be good for rental income. After he became the new owner, he tried to get a renovation permit from the county, but he was told that the ADU was not permitted. His options were either demolish the ADU or convert it back to a garage. Either way, he will be out of money substantially, and for sure he cannot rent the unpermitted ADU out, not for his own best interest. If he does, renters can sue him for unsafe living conditions, given it's unpermitted. He eventually sold this house in 2022 for the same price he paid in 2019. Now he is suing the seller for monetary compensation starting at $500,000. One of the key complaints the buyer brought up was that allegedly the seller failed to disclose that an ADU was unpermitted, and he was under the impression that it was permitted, which led to his purchase decision of this property. Now, the seller needs to prove that there is no intentional deception. Diligences were performed, including all the proper disclosures. They have been fighting in court for over 2 years. It's messy, expensive, and exhausting for everyone involved. The moral of this story from the seller is disclose, disclose, and disclose. So where do you disclose the ADU unpermitted status? The answer is real estate transfer disclosure statement and seller property questionnaire before any listing comes on the market. Unless they are exempt by law, sellers are required to complete these 2 sets of seller questionnaires. In Real Estate Transfer Disclosure Statement, Section C, Question 4, specifically asks the sellers if there are alterations, which include ADU, made without permit. This is where you check yes and let the buyers know what happened. Please see a real example here. The seller claimed that his ADU was converted without permit. But what if you are not sure? I have clients say this to me, well, we bought this place years ago and we were not sure about the permit. If you are not sure, the best practice is to check yes and admitting you don't know and let the buyers to verify. See another example here. You probably want to mention the unpermitted or unknown ADU status in seller property questionnaire section 7, repairs and alterations. Although this section does not explicitly ask permit or unpermitted, however, ADU is a form of alteration. To be prudent, sellers should also include verbiage here saying that the alteration is unpermitted. This way, you check all the corners to protect yourself. Other than disclosing the unpermitted status in these 2 statements, sellers can also ask their listing agent to disclose the unpermitted status in the MLS listing page, where all the agents can see the details. For full transparency and leave no confusion on the buyer's side. Here are a couple examples on listings disclosing unpermitted ADU in their listing page, so the buyer agents can see and pass on the information to their clients. You can also ask the buyer to sign an addendum to acknowledge the unpermitted ADU, and it's buyer's responsibility to deal with the city or wherever it may come, and will not hold you liable for this. It's no doubt that an unpermitted ADU will deter some buyers, but it's for sellers' best interest to fully disclose it to avoid any future pitfalls like a lawsuit. This video is prepared for general informational purposes only and are not legal advice. In this video, I covered ADU disclosure from seller's perspective. In the future, I will post a video from buyer's perspective on how to deal with ADU permits when it comes to home purchase. If you have any questions about how to handle ADU permits on the disclosures when it comes to selling your house, please feel free to reach out and I will guide you. I hope you find today's video helpful. If you like today's video, please give me a like and subscribe. I will see you next week. Thanks.